Welcome.
Welcome back.
Welcome.
We are back.
We are back.
Yes, middle of mint julep month of April as we lead up to the Kentucky Derby. The fastest 2 minutes of sports. This will be the longest 2 minutes as we go over the history of garnishes and mint julep cocktails. But who are you?
My name is Mandy.
I'm Adam. We both work for the Kentucky Bourbon Trail, Kentucky Distillers Association. So it was fun for us to be here today to walk you through a quick primer on mint julep. So Mandy, what have we got so far?
So everybody knows how to make a mint julep. If you don't, there's a million videos. So we skipped that step. We went ahead and made it. There's simple syrup in here. There's bourbon, and we muddled it with some mint leaves. Crushed ice with our fancy ice crusher. But we are talking about garnishes today and the historic garnishes that used to be used.
Yeah, so the modern day mint julep looks and probably tastes a little bit differently than back in the day. So we did a little bit of research looking through the Library of Congress, some of the first records of that. The first one we saw was 1827. It's the Oxford Night Caps book. And I mean, this is how wrong they were. They used mostly brandy in that. Mostly brandy. No mention of a garnish, but they did talk about the mint. Not much talk about the muddle. But then they mentioned a ton of other juleps, which would be like the gin julep, the pineapple julep, the champagne julep. But you don't see too much of the whiskey julep. But then you start getting into the 1860s. Jerry Thomas with the Bartender's Guide. Yes, he has brandy as the primary liquor in that, but he also talks about whiskey. But then you start to see the garnish. And it's always described as being presented in a tasty manner. So what does that mean? So we're going to try to show you, but really you start to see in almost all the cocktail books in that era, it was berries, pineapple, and orange. It was very traditional. So Mandy, take a shot at trying to garnish in a tasty manner. You also start to see stuff like ice cream in there. And you also see over these years always a mention of a Jamaican rum topper. So you kind of finish your mint julep with a little bit of rum. In the 1920s, you start to see this two styles where you would have a little bit of that, ostentatious, they said a drink that's fit for an emperor with these different garnishes. But then Tom Bullock from Louisville, one of the great all-time bartenders, he wrote the book Ideal Bartender. He kind of just strips that down. In fact, there's almost no muddling at all in his mention of the recipe, but mint is still put a forefront there as kind of the key garnish. And that's kind of what we know the mint julep today. You got to have that straw and you got to have that mint to make it a true kind of Kentucky bourbon mint julep. So as Mandy does this,
there's gonna be some
if you've watched our
spillage.
videos before, you know this is totally normal to have something being spilled. But as she finishes that up, we'll show you probably a little bit of a close-up here.
Oh my goodness.
But where are some of your favorite places to get a mint julep in Louisville, Mandy?
Oh man, that is tough. I would have to say Bourbon's Bistro is gonna make a good one. I think probably the Seelbach Bar around this time of year would have a good one. They're known for their whiskey drinks there.
I mean, we've got to give a shout out to the Pendennis Club. I mean, they're known for the old fashioned there with Tom Bullock. I don't know if I've ever had a mint julep there, so that's something we got to cross off on our bucket list. And it's another great reason to come visit Louisville, come visit Kentucky. Please come visit us on the Kentucky Bourbon Trail. And as Mandy puts the straw in it, and we have doubled the time we were allowed, let's take a closer look here at a beautiful... I mean, does that look tasty? Does it have a tasty manner?
And...
Oh yeah, you're supposed to hit it with a little bit of the powder sugar. Boom. Always get a nice...
linen cocktail napkin.
Yeah. Let me taste it first. Ooh, there's a lot of bad mint juleps out there, but there's a lot of good ones here in Kentucky, so come see us. Thanks for checking it out. Adam, Mandy from the KBT saying, cheers, enjoy mint julep month.
I always like a snack with my drink.
Exactly.
Yeah, it works. Thank you.
See ya.
See ya.